Kyrol, New Horizon. Chapter 7. Kyrol, Liam, and Harrow quietly make their way through the building, taking out any hostiles that they come across, trying to not raise attention. As if on cue, the alarm began to blare as the Jedi look at each other.
Dasha.
As more soldiers appeared and began to shoot at the three of them.
How many of these people are there? So much for this being a small terrorist cell,
Says Liam after hitting two soldiers with a single blaster shot. A low rumbling can be felt and all the lights went out. Darkness engulfing the hallway as the air grew still, everyone waiting to see what would happen next. Out of nowhere, an emerald lightsaber ignited. All that can be seen is a blur of green light, effortlessly blocking blaster fire and cuts down all in its path. As the last soldier falls to the ground, the lights turn back on, and both Kyrol and Liam are surprised to see who it was.
Master!
Says Kyrol as he goes up to her.
What are you doing here?
The outpost contacted us that you were in danger.
Kyrol notices a burn mark on her arm.
Master, you're...
I'll be fine, Kyrol. It was from the ambush.
An ambush?
As we searched Talus, we each split up to cover more ground. Both myself and Master Jot were ambushed by shadow cultists. Unfortunately, Master Skull wasn't as lucky. He ran into Don-Whin. By the time we got there it was too late, and Master Skull's lightsaber was gone.
So, you know about...
Master Xena lowers her head, eyes closed tightly.
If you're here, then where's Master Jot?
He's at the outpost contacting Coruscant. How you managed to relay a signal is impressive.
Kyrol and Liam look confused, but quickly realize it must have been Dasha.
Now come, we need to stop them.
The two nod back to Master Xena and follow her. As they make their way through the building, all the two see are bodies on the ground, each one killed by a lightsaber blow. Kyrol always knew his master was powerful, but to almost single-handedly take out everyone was something he had never seen. As they turn a corner, Kyrol runs into Dasha as the two hit each other hard.
Seriously, watch where you're going, Bantha Brain.
Nice to see you too.
As they both get up, rubbing their heads.
Dad.
Harrow runs past Liam and tightly hugs his father.
Who is this?
This is Gaiadine. He's the one who designed the bombs only because they threatened his son.
How many bombs total?
I lost count. They're probably loading them on the transport ship. It will be in the hangar. It's that way.
Thank you. Follow that path and you will find your exit.
Thank you, Master Jedi.
With father and son reunited, they make their way out as the Jedi return to where they started. As they make their way to the hangar, they can't help but notice how expansive the supposedly small warehouse was. They find the entrance and Master Xena quickly dispatches the guards. In front of them was a massive hangar door.
You two get that door open!
The two mess with the control panel, but it's no use.
They must have destroyed the controls as a precaution.
Then we will do this the hard way. Follow me and line up.
The three do as she says and line up, side to side. Together they all reach out and begin to pry the hangar door open. The sound of metal scraping and squeaking was almost deafening. Just as it was almost open, it began to shut. Through the small crack, Master Xena could see Don-Whin trying to keep it shut. With a surge of raw force power, she broke Don-Win's hold, the hangar door opening with a powerful crash. All five are visibly tired, panting and sweating. Behind those doors were soldiers everywhere, the crates containing the bombs, large, open containers full of some kind of acid, and Don-Whin standing on a railing above the containers. His eyes burning with fury none of them had seen.
Kill them now.
They start firing at the Jedi, Dasha and Master Xena blocking the shots as Kyrol and Liam take cover, using their blasters to provide support. As the blaster fire becomes more intense, Master Xena sends out a powerful force push, knocking the soldiers to the ground and briefly dazing Don-Whin.
Get to the transport and take the bombs to the outpost. I'll deal with Don-Whin.
She runs towards the enemy and swiftly cuts down three of them before jumping onto the railing. Don-Whin just barely blocking an overhead attack. He pushes her back as they slowly circle each other.
You have great skill, Shera. You and your master would have been great assets.
Loporin would have never joined you, just like me.
He parries a strike as they continue to exchange fierce blows. The three young Jedi slowly begin to become overwhelmed once again by the amount of blaster fire. Thinking quickly, Dasha splits her lightsaber in two,
Liam, catch!
throwing one of them to him. Liam catches and uses the blade in conjunction with the blaster. They slowly begin to make an advancement with Kyrol using the blaster as support. Some of the soldiers begin to use their electro-staffs instead of their blasters, trying to push back the Jedi as the transport finishes loading up. Two of them make it past Dasha and Liam's defenses, going for Kyrol. Seeing his friend in danger, Liam cuts the arm of a soldier before throwing the lightsaber to Kyrol, catching the weapon as he stabs one of them in the chest and cuts the arm off the other. Without the second lightsaber, Dasha slowly becomes overwhelmed, acting on instinct. Kyrol threw the ignited saber. It pierced the shoulder of one of her attackers as she grabbed the weapon and reattached it. Now with her saber staff, she could press the advantage once more. Liam looked up, seeing Master Xena and Don-Whin fighting. She wasn't fighting at her fullest, he knew that. She was too distracted by trying to grab the lightsabers on his belt. The two engage into a bind. Without hesitation, Liam aimed the blaster at Don-Whin's shoulder. Firing a single shot, it hits Don-Whin in the shoulder as he stumbles forward, breaking his guard long enough for Master Xena to grab the lightsabers, throwing them to Liam and Kyrol. Don-Whin takes a moment, looking to see who shot him. He saw Liam staring at him, eyes full of hatred as the barrel of the blaster was still smoking. The Jedi catch their weapons and work together in perfect harmony to defeat the remaining soldiers. Running up the ramp, they see the pilot's seat empty and find the bombs.
Looks like they're not set to blow just yet. We need to get these to the outpost quick.
Slight problem, one wrong move and the canisters could crack, exposing us to the Synox.
Liam looks past Kyrol and Dasha, seeing Master Xena struggling to keep up with Don-Whin.
Help her! I will take the transport. Besides, I'm the best pilot out of the three of us.
You two go save her. I'll take the transport.
No, Kyrol. Let me do this. Go save your master.
The two stand there in shock and are about to say something, but Liam ignores it and sits in the pilot's seat.
Go!
Kyrol and Dasha jump off the lowered ramp of the transport before it takes off. Noticing Liam inside the transport, Don-Whin headbutts Master Xena, dazing her long enough for him to press a button on his bracer. Within seconds, 3 starfighters began racing after the vessel. The Jedi jumped to the railing, lightsabers ignited. Kyrol is the first to engage, using his Form 5 training to attack with a powerful swing to Don-Win's waist, which he effortlessly blocks, opening him up to a strike by Dasha, pushing Kyrol back to dodge the attack. Dasha began attacking with a speed Don-Whin had never seen from her before. Part of him was even impressed. Her use of Form 6 was slowly beginning to tire Don-Whin, as her speed was too much for him. The two engage into a bind. Don-Whin slowly began pushing her back before Dasha splits her saber, using it to land a small blow on Don-Win's side. While distracted, he's pulled back with a force by Master Xena as he ducks his head, barely dodging a lethal strike from Kyrol, with only the tip of his fur being singed. His rage began to build up as the three were overwhelming him. In a burst of rage, he freezes the 2 Padawans in place as he grips Master Xena with the force, dropping her lightsaber in the process. Her breathing became harsher and began to cough as her face became pale, throwing her with the force, crashing into a stack of empty crates, knocking her out. Knowing he now has the advantage, Don-Whin releases the hold he has on the Padawans. However, it was not what he had expected. The two not only were fighting at a speed he hadn't seen for a Padawan, but their attacks were perfectly synchronized, blocking strikes meant for the other while pressing the advantage. Kyrol jumps, performing an overhead strike that Don-Whin blocks. Don-Whin began to struggle as he had to try to keep up with both Kyrol and Dasha, dodging attacks from one while attacking another, constantly switching between defense and offense. As they fought, the railing began to loosen on Dasha's side, and seeing the moment, Don-Whin cuts it, and she begins to fall into one of the large open canisters of acid.
Dasha!
Not even thinking about Don-Whin for a moment, Kyrol levitates Dasha with the force. Don-Whin attacks, and Kyrol slowly begins to lose his concentration, trying to defend himself and keep Dasha safe. As the two engage into a bind, Don-Whin notices the look in Kyrol's eyes. Something about it was different. It wasn't concern, it was something else. As he disengages from the bind, Don-Whin performs an upward slash, breaking Kyrol's concentration as Dasha begins to fall once again. As she grew closer to the acid, she once again froze in place. Turning her head, she saw Master Xena with her arm outstretched. She safely lowers Dasha to the ground as they both jump back up to continue the fight. While flying the transport, Liam thought he saw another transport ship in the distance, but had no time to question it as he gets shot at by the incoming fighters, but it missed. He looks on the control panel, trying to find some kind of weapons system, but there was none.
Oh great.
The transport takes a small hit as Liam tries to regain control. One fighter flies right past him and turns, heading in his direction as another one stays on his tail. At the last second, Liam makes a sharp right, causing the two to crash into each other. The force of the turn causes some of the crates to move. Liam quickly turns his head and uses the force to keep the crate in place. Now flying with one hand, he struggles to successfully maneuver past an incoming blast. The shot hit the side of the transport as black smoke began to trail out. As the outpost came closer into view, he gets hit again, the ship slowly falling towards the ground as Liam tries to keep it straight. Suddenly, one of the fighters gets shot down as he hears a familiar voice on the comms.
Need a hand, Liam.
Couldn't have come at a better time, Master.
Me and Scott will take care of them. Get that ship back to the outpost.
Liam smiles as he regains control of the ship. With renewed determination, Liam heads straight for the Jedi outpost. Master Jot dodges all incoming fire with ease as Scout mans the turret. One by one, the remaining fighters are shot down and Master Jot and Liam exit out of their respective ships as a group of Jedi come to get the bombs. Seeing Master Jot, Liam runs towards him.
We need to go back. They need our help.
Master Jot. These crates, they're empty.
Don-Whin swings his blade at Kyrol's hilt, but it bounces off as Master Xena kicks his knee. He stumbles to the ground for a moment before getting back up and uses a powerful two-handed strike which is blocked by Master Xena as she stumbles back. He lands a punch on Kyrol, causing him to lose his grip on his weapon as it falls to the ground. Dasha jumps over Kyrol, and with a scream she sends Don-Whin back with a force push, allowing Kyrol time to land a few punches on him with his mechanical hand, followed by a slash at Don-Whin's shoulder by Dasha before he uses his claws to scratch her on her side and right arm. Seeing her hurt, Kyrol lets out a scream before attacking Don-Whin with a flurry of punches until he falls to the ground, battered and tired. Master Xena places her blade to his neck, its emerald light illuminating a portion of his face.
In the name of the Jedi Order, you are under arrest.
Don-Whin quickly pressed a button on his bracer and with a loud hiss, the acid turned into a mist and began to engulf the room.
What's it going to be? Arrest me or save yourselves?
While distracted, he releases a repulse, knocking them to the ground as his starfighter flies into the hangar. As the ramp to his ship lowers, Kyrol can see the same masked figure he fought 2 years ago. Both Kyrol and the figure eye each other. Though Kyrol couldn't see his face, he could feel the hatred emanating from him. Don-Whin jumps onto the ramp and Kyrol is about to follow him, but Master Xena grabs him.
Let him go. We need to seal the mist inside and get out of here.
He reluctantly agrees, but not before taking one last look at the figure as he did the same to Kyrol. They knew that they'd meet again. As they exit the hangar, Master Jot's ship approaches as the ramp lowers. Kyrol and Dasha jumps on, followed by Master Xena after she cuts the controls to the hangar blast doors, sealing the dangerous mist inside until it can be disposed of. The three sit inside, out of breath and exhausted, with Master Xena tending to Dasha's wounds. As Kyrol looks out one of the small windows, he sees the rising sun as a golden glow illuminated his face, marking the dawn of a new day. But something was off. This was just the beginning of something more. Something darker.